Welcome to class 11 students. This is the third part of the chapter body fluids and circulation. In my previous two videos I have discussed about the composition of blood. You all know that blood mainly consists of plasma and blood cells. So the details of all those things, not the complete details, overall idea, you have the overall idea. I've given it to you already, and then I said that I will discuss all the components, especially the all the blood corpuscles in details. Okay, and then I started with red blood cells, and I've discussed uh, its structure, shape, characteristics, lifespan, why it is denucleated, all these things. Okay, you also know erythropoiesis, the process of formation of red blood cells are known as erythropoiesis. So all these things are done. I think I have also told you the main functions of RBC. You will find it in page number 16.9 in my book. It is 16.9. The important functions of RBC are its main function is to transport oxygen as well as carbon dioxide with the help of hemoglobin. Okay, next is erythrocytes also maintain the acid base balance of the blood with the buffering action of the hemoglobin. So acid base balance of the blood is also maintained by the RBCs. The degradative products of hemoglobin, that is bilirubin, biliverdin, produce the coloration of urine stool, which provides some clinical values. Now hemoglobin, it is a chromoprotein of blood, means red colored protein found in blood, which contains iron, and thus that is why blood is red in color. So this when hemoglobin gets destroyed, when does hemoglobin get destroyed? When RBCs get degenerated after 120 days of lifespan, right? So when they get degenerated, the hemoglobin present in them also get degenerated. Now that these degenerative or degradative products of hemoglobin, for example bilirubin, biliverdin, these products produce the coloration of our urine and stool. You all know the normal color of urine and stool, it is slightly yellowish in color. Both are slightly yellowish in color. So the yellowish color of urine and stool is given by bilirubin and biliverdin, which are basically formed after the degradation of hemoglobin. Basically they are the degradative products of hemoglobin. Okay, so these are the overall functions of RBC. Next I am going to talk about hemoglobin in details. HB is the short form of hemoglobin. Now going into the function of hemoglobin first, it is a red colored pigment, also known as the respiratory pigment. Why is hemoglobin known as respiratory pigment? Because it helps in the respiration, cellular respiration in our cells. Why? Because it carries oxygen and carbon dioxide to all the cells. It is a red colored respiratory pigment of blood present in RBCs of mammalian blood. Okay, now chemistry, you will learn the first line, underline. Hemoglobin is a chromoprotein. I have already told you what is chromoprotein, which consists of 4% heme and 96% globin. Now globin is a protein and heme is a colored pigment. Okay, colored, the pigment word itself means a color, so you can just say pigment. Okay, heme is a iron containing pigment, where globin is a histone type of simple protein. You have previously learnt about globin protein in that chapter where classification of proteins was there, right? Iron is present in ferrous state. All these things, just the first two lines in your in this portion, and that will be enough. Next, let's go to the types of hemoglobin. Now there are two types of hemoglobin, HbA and small b, HbF. Okay, HbA and HbF. HbA is adult hemoglobin, HbF is fetal hemoglobin. Now adult hemoglobin is found in the RBC of adult human blood, and fetal hemoglobin or HbF is found in the RBC of fetal human blood. Okay, Now, what is the difference between HbA and HbF? You will find the difference in your book as well. HbF and HbA differ chemically due to some variation in the globular protein. The 96% globin is there in hemoglobin, right? So that 96% globin differs in HbA and HbF. The adult and fetal hemoglobin, its main difference lies in the globin composition or the globin structure. HbF has greater affinity for oxygen and release carbon dioxide more easily than HbA. So fetal hemoglobin binds to oxygen and carbon dioxide more easily than adult hemoglobin. Okay, so these are the two differences between HbA and HbF. Then let's move on to the functions of hemoglobin. What are the functions of hemoglobin? The main function of hemoglobin is it helps in transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. The main function of RBC is the main function of hemoglobin, because hemoglobin is a part of RBC itself and both of their main functions should be common. It acts as a buffer and acid base by maintenance of acid base balance. This one is also common with RBC. It forms different pigments in the body such as bilirubin, biliverdin. This also is same as that of RBC. So it gets easier for you if you read only one function, you can remember the other one. Okay, why are the functions of hemoglobin and RBC same? Because hemoglobin is the main portion of RBC. Okay, now coming to certain diseases related to abnormal conditions of hemoglobin. The first disease that we are going to talk about is anemia. You all must have heard about this disease, anemia. It is very common. So what is anemia? The condition of the blood in which the number of functional RBCs or their hemoglobin content is below normal. Either there will not be enough functional RBCs in blood, or even if there are enough RBCs, their hemoglobin content is very low, or very low, so that they cannot perform their function in the body easily. Okay, identification of anemic condition. Symptoms. What are the symptoms that a person is anemic? A person feels fatigued, tired, and is intolerant of cold, both of which are related to lack of oxygen needed for ATP and heat production. Our body needs oxygen. Why? To perform cellular respiration, to produce energy. So if a person has enough energy, then the person that means the heat is produced inside that person's body, and the person will not feel cold very easily. Okay, and will also not be tired and fatigued easily. But if oxygen is less in the body, and as a result ATP or heat is not produced enough in the body, then the person will feel fatigued, tired, and will not be able to bear little amount of cold also. Skin appears pale. Why? Because I have already said that in anemia the amount of RBCs, functional RBCs or the hemoglobin content in the RBCs is low. So hemoglobin contains iron, which gives the red color to the blood, and the skin color that we have, the red flush or the red undertone that we have in our skin, is because of the red colored blood. So if blood itself is not getting enough pigment, then the skin will obviously appear pale, and this is due to the low content of red colored hemoglobin circulating in the skin blood vessels. So these are the two main symptoms of an anemic person, and this is all about anemia. I will continue from the next part of this chapter in the next video. Okay, thank you.